Hello, hello. What's going on? I need some help, everybody. I see Marilyn, Logan, D. Lynn, Roel. Let me know. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me and see me? Uh, I did this lighting all uh, on my own here, and I'm kind of wondering if I did it okay. All right, are we live everywhere? I believe we are. Thank you, Lau. Thank you. So we're looking okay. All right, Jerry in the UK, what's up? How is everybody this evening? How are we doing tonight? Andy is on his way. Thank you, Rachel. Can Wes hear me? As long as Wes can hear me, then that's all that matters. I'm playing to an audience of one, and that's Wes. Should I go, Wesley? All right, we're rocking and rolling. All right, the whole fam. Tell Robbie what's up. Good to see everybody. Thank you, D. Lynn. Tom, I got to reply to you. Yes, that's crazy. One I saw on Facebook that you got to speak at that class, man. I think that's incredible. I think that is incredible. And yeah, about the wine, we were talking about that at dinner before the show. Let me text Andy here. All right, we're letting some people come in. Julie, good day. Julie, are you in Australia? I believe let's see here. Marilyn, I like your question. Celeste, what's up? Leanne, I'm sorry on Instagram. I see LAO and I pronounce Lao. I apologize. Leanne, I'm going to remember that. Lao is Leanne. It's great to see you. Thank you, Roel, for being over on Instagram. Roel's on all the socials tonight. Okay. Julie's in the U.S. Tabitha, what's up? All right. Andy's get this notification. This must be like a new version of my setup here. I get a notification. Andy's in the green room. He's doing his not pre-game, pre-concert, pre something. He requested M&Ms. I sent him to the house. He only eats the brown M&Ms because he doesn't like the food coloring. All right, we're gonna get going. Tabitha, I see you. Ivy and JC with Ivy. Edna, Mark, I'm gonna call you. All right, let's go. What's
up? What? Brown M&Ms?
Yeah, from the the movie.
I know. Can you name the movie?
It's not How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
You're on the right track, though.
It's the
Matthew McConaughey. Yep.
Wedding Planner.
I only like the brown M&Ms. Why do you throw out the other M&Ms? I only like the brown ones. I hear it's most authentic. Look, Bubba, Todd is in the house.
Look at that. Bubba, what's going on? It's so good to see you. I was hanging out with Bubba a few weeks ago. Bubba was on this side of the camera a few weeks ago making his appearance. He's not camera shy, as you can tell tonight, everybody. Look at this.
He's not. He looks so regal.
I know, Andy, you can see the comments, but
Christy's
in the building.
Christy, stop it. I miss you terribly. Christy's in the building.
Roel is enthusiastic. I love it.
Oh. Oh, God. I love it. Oh, my God. These are good people. Rachel, Ivy, I miss you all.
We got Wesley and Robbie watching as well. They're on the couch.
Are they really? Does Wesley have questions? I don't know if I can answer those questions. I don't know.
Wesley's probably like, "Can I take the super?"
Oh, wait. Can I take? Yeah, totally. Yes.
You can definitely take the super. No, Rachel knows.
Rachel knows, absolutely, absolutely. If you have pediatric questions, please consult Rachel Jackson on this podcast.
That's
On
right. That's right.
wherever.
We got Tabitha in the building. She wants to say
Tabitha's
hello.
in the building. Y'all, you were at performance medicine all day. Get off of here, okay? We've had
They're
enough of this.
we're at the dinner table with everybody. That's my hope. I hope everybody's at the dinner table on the couch. I hope we're either on your big screen or on your small screen, one of the two. But we're going to answer health and wellness questions tonight.
How funny would it be if if it was just literally me and you, like no one was on here, and like your microphone was like wasn't plugged in? It's like, ooh, we're in psychiatric land right now.
Well,
We're just talking to ourselves. We just do this so that me and Ben can catch up.
I will say, and I want everybody to hear this. We got 30 something people in here right now. We had a sweet little brother moment, and you said, you know what, Ben, I would do the show with you even if it was just me and you. And
I would.
and
Are you
I
kidding
appreciate
me?
that. I appreciate that. I think
Ben,
this.
you are hilarious. Everyone knows it. Whether you try to be or you try or not try, you're very funny. This is such a highlight, such joy. But the three of us Rogers kids have very different humors, and I think yours is one of the funniest. I'd like to say that
You're
I'm like a
second.
hot, or like we're all three different. Kelly is very
Yes. Yes.
she's like a jump, like a like rock the boat. You're very quirky, and I'm like a sophisticated
You're
graduate
an
doctoral level funny.
intellectual comedian.
Like you're gonna have to take a second to think about the joke, then you're gonna be like, oh,
Andy's not only being funny, but he's also impacting the world with wisdom at the same time.
And he'll tell you about it, and he'll make sure to remind you.
Teresa, hello. Great to see you.
Hello.
We got
Oh,
Julie
Miss
in here. Julie,
Awesome.
so good to see you. Thank you for being
Oh,
with us
Julie.
tonight.
Oh, Julie, don't get me started.
I
Julie,
love
don't
it.
get me started.
I love
Julie's
it.
Julie's the only person to this date that has shared her jar of peanut butter with me, and it was Justin's peanut butter. It was
Ooh,
good.
that's good
Yeah.
stuff. It's tough to share that. It's very
It's tough
tough
to
to share
share
that.
that. I didn't ask before I took it, but then she shared it with me. Yeah. So,
All right,
yeah.
guys, y'all know the drill. If you guys have a question for Andy, go ahead and put it in the comments. We're going to get to everyone tonight. We're going to be here till 8. We have two questions, I believe, that came in throughout the week. And then we'll get to that first, and then we will get to the live portion of the show. And sprinkled here and there, I know you've got a master class tomorrow that I want to make sure we talk about tonight. If there's any Knoxvillians in the building, there's a cool thing that you guys can do at Cherokee Country Club tomorrow with Andy. We'll put that up here in a second. Oh, shoot. I thought it was October 8th. It was October 9th. Okay.
October 9th. I hope so, because that would be. Hold on. Let's get that right.
Yeah, let's get the date right.
I hope that it is. Hold on. October 9th.
It is the 9th. You are correct.
Thank you. I was like, shoot. I was like, well, we're going to have to cancel some people tomorrow. No, it's with Shane Cox. He's a wonderful guy. He's with Stretch Fusion. He's super smart. And I had a patient today that's actually signed up and coming on Thursday.
That's awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to Stretch Fusion and for doing this masterclass. You're focusing on hormones. They're focusing on kind of the physical component. So it should be a really, really good time. And for the record, it is not the 8th. It is the 9th. So
it is the 9th, next Thursday. Thank you for promoting that, Ben. That felt good. That felt
good.
I felt seen.
That felt good.
Seen.
All right. Well, let's make this listener feel seen with answering this wonderful question here. When is the typical time frame that you would supplement with estrogen? Ange, I know you guys deal with this all the time, every day. So, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Okay. So, time frame, is this like age? Are we talking about age? Is what I'm assuming. With time frame. So that's
let me give context here because there is a follow-up that might help you with. Is it better to wait until you're not producing estrogen, or should you begin supplementing before to prevent things associated with menopause?
Okay, this is a great question. When, to be or not to be, that is the question. When should we supplement with estrogen? When do we add it in? Typical, I would say the short answer, if you just want the short, and then I'll give kind of the educational piece of it, is I would wait until you're in full-blown menopause. It's typically when we try. We try to wait till the tail end, not to make women suffer, of course, but adding estrogen during perimenopause, when estrogen is very volatile, you can add estrogen on top of estrogen, and then you have a lot more estrogen than you need. So progesterone's a lot more for forgiving hormone. It's more of a buffer. You can add that in earlier. So typically the trajectory of adding in hormones is testosterone for females is testosterone's first. The suboptimal testosterone diagnosis, which isn't an ICD-10 code or a technical diagnosis. It's more of an integrative or holistic look that the T can be supplemented first. Then you add in the progesterone with, you can add in progesterone during PMS or PMDD. These are different ailments that happen with the menstrual cycle of just an abnormal or a heavy or an irritable or a painful cycle. You can add progesterone in to help out with that portion. So progesterone's second. It's also added in during perimenopause when there's irregular cycles and you start to have some of the first symptoms and onset of menopausal symptoms, which is hot flash, night sweats, and vaginal dryness. Progesterone can help buffer that. Then it's like, do you wait until you stop producing estrogen? We try to, but sometimes it's hard. The technical definition of menopause is a year without a menstrual cycle and high FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. It's your brain talking to the ovaries saying, make more estrogen, which is the primary target organ, ovaries, make more estrogen. The ovaries are like, we're done, okay? I'm out, okay? It's been 10 months, I don't want to make anymore. So FSH goes up to say make more, make more. And if it doesn't and it stops, that is menopause into postmenopause. And we can safely, or I would say more effectively, add in estrogen then. The hard part is that the if you look at the 28-day menstrual cycle and from start of menarche, which is start of menstrual cycles, into perimenopause, into menopause, none of it follows that. None of it in real life follows what it says on paper. So you can be a little bit more creative when adding an estrogen if you have really crazy estrogen symptoms, really severe hot flash, really severe vaginal dryness, really severe bone pain, or joint pain. Estrogen can really help out with stuff, mood. So we don't have to technically wait, but we try to, just because for a patient I had yesterday, in the throes of perimenopause, she would go 4 months without a cycle, or 3 months, and then spot, and then go 4 months. And so she's sputtering. That's perimenopause. And it's very uncomfortable during that time. She's having some estrogen symptoms, but the first time we checked her labs, her estrogen was 0. The second time, without estrogen added, her estrogen was 192. So if we had added estrogen in to a 192, her levels are going to go way higher than that. I've seen estrogen be as high as 900s, 942, I think was estrogen level I had for a 52-year-old perimenopausal patient. So there's not a crazy danger. It's just estrogen on top of estrogen just feels uncomfortable. So so with perimenopause, progesterone's such a good additive, and estrogen kind of at the tail end. I've also had one patient, she's like 10 months into no cycle, and then she had like spotting or a little bleed, and she's like, screw it, I want it, like, let's go. And of
Yeah.
course you add estrogen in at that time. So check an FSH, see how long the cycle is, see how long you can last without it, and then slowly introducing at that time, I think is great.
That's a great question. I really appreciate it because that can help so many different people. And as I hear you and any of our providers talking about hormones, I keep getting reminded just of how complex it can be.
Yeah.
It really is personalized and tailored to the individual. So thank you for that question that came in through email. This is a little bit of a follow-up, kind of around the same thing. What is the difference between compounded bioidentical hormones versus FDA bioidentical estrogen patch or FDA micronized progesterone?
That's a really good question, and even there's several buzzwords in this question, like compounding, bioidentical, FDA, patch, micronized. So we'll take it word by word. Bioidentical, because it's both compounded and FDA approved. Bioidentical just means that it's the actual molecule. It's estrogen that looks like this, or progesterone. It's the molecular structure of both estrogen and progesterone. There are FDA approved, technically bioidentical versions available in a patch, which is described here, and it's just called estradiol patch. And then there's a micronized progesterone or prometrium, which is available through FDA approval, that are both retail and can be charged through insurance. The FDA approval means that there's kind of a study backing it up, or that there's been some sort of pharmaceutical to get it out into the retail medical space. Compounded means that a compounding pharmacy can make things if there's a medical necessity. So they can take a bioidentical like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, put that molecule and make it into different things. They can make it in a sublingual, they can make it in a cream, they can make it in an injection, depending on the sterility of the pharmacy. They can make it into a troche, dare I say troche, a trit, sublingual, cream, you name it, a liquid. They can make it into anything that is reasonable. So a patient that needs a liquid version of a drug, you can usually get it compounded. Or for Bubba, if he needs something compounded in a drug to make him eat it, they can make it with milk bone, which I've done with him before. So that's what compounding means, is that if there's a medical necessity for something that's not commercially available, they can make it. And the benefit to the compounding is that they can make any dose. Most often they can make any dose. So if I want progesterone 175 milligrams, they can make that. FDA micronized progesterone only comes in 100 milligrams and 200 milligrams sustained release. Bioidentical estrogen patch only comes in 0.0325, 0.05, 0.1 milligrams every day in a twice weekly patch. Compounded bioidentical estrogen, cream, trit, troche, intervaginal, topical, you name it, we can make it that way. An oil, Samantha, our newest provider with
Yeah.
Abington, opening
Yeah.
next week, had an oil, like someone requested an oil solution for it. So that's the difference, is that compounded versus FDA, is that compounding, you can get a lot of different varieties. So different milligrams, you can get really specific about the route of administration and the actual dose. The FDA approvals are like, it's pretty set, it's pretty standard. It's the same question for the compounded incretin hormones, tirzepatide, semaglutide, versus the commercially available ones, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound. Those are kind of set doses, while the compounds you can kind of titrate and get a custom dose. So if I'm choosing between the two, I always love a compounded one because we can be very specific about the dose. The hard part and the con is that you got to really know and love the compounder, because not all compounds are made the same. We had one of my dear friends, Hannah Blackwell, with Markham's Pharmacy. It's her family's pharmacy. She gave us this whole tutorial on what actually goes into making a compound, and it was fascinating. The type of base that they use is really specific, a Vera base that helps with the absorption in a cream. The applicator, all of it matters in how you're doing it. Actually doing a combination cream where there's progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, it can affect the absorption if too much of a big sludge, big fluffy molecules in there. So compounder, you got to really know the compounder, and usually those don't go through insurance. There usually is a very reasonable cash price, but a lot of times it doesn't go through insurance. Some I think do. I think Premier can go through insurance, but just depends.
I know that, a lot of the patients who see us in the office, talk to us about different compounders. If say there's somebody that's not in an area close to one of our offices, how do you kinda judge a compounder? How do you know, in terms of,
Oh,
like, is it kinda trial and error, or is it based on what your provider says?
oh,
Um,
that's a really good one. I would say based on what your provider says, visiting the facility, seeing, you can look up some of their, I think you can look up their certificates, like to see
yeah,
how often they like are, like the FDA comes into those compounders all the time. They're usually way, way more to the letter of the law than a lot of the retail pharmaceuticals because
Yeah, they have to be.
they have to be, they're under scrutiny, and so the ones that we use are fantastic. They're usually accredited. There's an accreditation for compounding pharmacists, and so you can check and see if they're accredited to do it. A lot of it is trying out the product. I just trying it out. See, like I'm trying a new one out in Knoxville. It's not new, but it's Max Medicine Mart. It's a Max Medicine Shop or Mart. And before we leave, they're a family business.
That's
All
so
the
cool.
brothers and they all work there. And I was like, oh boy, you know, right? And he's like, yeah, I get it. And they have a big compounding pharmacy in Oak Ridge, and they're great. And I just got their first product. I love it. It's a medicine. It's LDN. I've used it for a long time, and it's so fun to try those things out. So I think not all compounders are created equal, but knowing too, we know a lot of it because we can see the data points and patient response,
Yeah.
and then too sometimes is how long do they take to make things.
Yeah.
If compounding, they're going to individually make it for you.
Yeah. Great question. Thank you for
It's a
letting us
really good
riff on
one.
that. That's cool.
And micronized just means like it's powdered down. So like they take the big progesterone and just mush it to make it more to increase the surface area so that it gets absorbed.
Great questions. Thank you for that answer, Ange. We're going to get to the live portion of the show, everybody. So if you have a question for Andy, we're going to take these questions one at a time. Real quick, I'm going to put this up from Lisa, only because I know you have personal experience with Eversense. So I want to put this up from Lisa. Do you guys know any providers in this area? And I believe Lisa's in the Tri-Cities, offering the Eversense continuous glucose monitor for diabetics.
Me. I think I'm the only one. I'm pretty sure at least I think it's me. So call and schedule a time that's convenient to you. I do. I don't know if anybody does it at what is some of the Indro? There's HMG that has, you want to go to an endocrinologist, an endocrinologist is going to do it. I also do them. So if you need them, call me, and maybe we can get a time when I'm up in the Tri-Cities. They're now, I think, offering a 1 year. For those who don't know, Eversense is an implantable CGM. So it kind of goes, it's like this little, it looks like a little pill. It looks like a pellet, which is why they asked us to do it, because we do pellet procedures. And so the procedures almost identical, and it goes into the arm, and it's just kind of has this little pill that goes underneath the arm. You steri strip it back open, and then there's a little transmitter that you put on top of it that you can take on and off. It's great. It used to be every 3 months, which is insane because you got to get it back out. But now it's every year. So a lot more people are getting comfortable with doing it. So maybe check for HMG. I think they're really they're the endocrinology place to go to. Nanaga, Kennedy. There's some good ones there, but I don't know if they necessarily do it. I know we do because I'm the only one that does it. So at our clinic, I'm the only one. But it's easy procedure. It's fun. I can hook you up to it. We get it connected to your phone. It's great.
I'm so glad Lisa asked that question when you're on the show.
That is hilarious. Yes. No, not hilarious. I hate that you had to get that, but it is great. Yeah.
Lisa, thank you for that. I see Shelby's in the building. Shelby, so good to see you. I got to see you
Shelby.
yesterday, I think.
Shelby, I did not respond to your text message. I will respond soon. I promise.
Shelby,
I think
Shelby,
she
he's
wants
gonna
it before
respond.
she wants it before and after of my hair. And Gwen. Oh, Gwen. I can't. Gwen. Gwen and I are going to go to the. Gwen is a big Dolly Parton fan. As she knows, I'm a big Dolly Parton fan as well. And I love her whole family. She has very smart kids and great husband and mom. I know them all. The Dolly musical is going to New York. So, Gwen, we
That's
need
awesome.
to plan a trip. We need to plan a trip.
Gwen, thank you for being here. Shelby, he's going to text you back right after the show.
Maybe not right after Shelby. No. Anybody who texts me know that it might take a year. But did you want it a before and after of my hair on and off of Happy Healthy Hair and my minoxidil and finasteride? And we had our big. Did Dad put out a thing about hair?
Yeah, I'm going to put this up right now. The Common Sense MD this week was on preventing hair loss. Dr. Rogers goes over the different the different things you can do to prevent hair loss, mainly for men, but also gets into women's hair loss as well. It's a short video, and there's also some before and afters there. So I hope you guys will check that out if you haven't. If you have, let us know what you thought about the episode. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments.
I will
Um,
say it's so
Shelby,
much
I
easier
accept you
to.
for who you are.
Thank God.
three to
Thank
five, three to
God.
five business weeks.
3 to 5 business weeks. Listen, sometimes quicker. Rachel, sometimes I get there quicker. Okay, Barbie? Okay. And we text very funnily. Okay, yes. Can
Jessica
we all
wants to
have
know, can
hair
we?
like Angie Jessica? Oh my God, all the people are on here. I miss you too. Jess, oh my God. No, we want hair like yours, okay? You're the hairstylist. Yeah, you know what good hair is. Yeah.
Jessica, thank you for being here. Shelby, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. We got questions. I'm going to get to Logan here over on YouTube. Howdy, Logan. I'm Logan. What are some good ways to naturally heal your voice? What are some good ways to heal your brain vessels? And who do you recommend for the best healthcare provider? That might be a tad general for us, Logan. Naturally heal your voice. What are some good ways to heal your brain vessels?
Am I
And
back? Did I freeze?
I think you froze for a second. Are you there?
What if I did that on purpose? I was like, can't answer questions.
Do you need more context from Logan on this one? Um,
Oh, so I just now saw this. Howdy, I'm Logan. What are some good ways to naturally hear you? Logan, do you know that I sing, Logan? Let's not talk about voice.
yeah,
Ben, can you match my pitch? Ben, match it. My pitch is right here, Ben. You can find Ben. Ben, you can find it. Ben and I like to
we
harmonize.
do.
So we like to match pitch and harmonize.
We
So
do.
maybe
Mm,
later Ben will match my pitch. So how to naturally hear your voice and match pitch. What are some good ways to heal your brain vessels? And what do you recommend for the best healthcare provider? Oh, okay, Logan, these are amazing questions. Um, Natural ways to heal the voice. I look at it from a singer's perspective, so I wasn't kidding. I do like local community musical theater. Sometimes it gets very difficult when you speak all day. Very, as you can see, I'm very animated.
sure.
So you're speaking all day, speaking to patients all day, and then going in and constantly using your voice to sing, project in a stage. It can be very difficult and it can get tired. So natural ways to heal a voice, honestly, they say is vocal rest.
Mm,
Like you really want to, until you want to warm up your vocal cords. So a lot of it is humming, and humming lets the vibration of the vocal cords just naturally get there. It kind of it brings in a lubrication. People will use steamers. I have a steamer, so steaming, humming to begin your voice, doing different pitches with it, um, speaking but not projecting so much or speaking into a loud space. That's kind of a preventative way to kind of save that voice. And then two, I've always heard, and this is from people who are in like the singing industry or theater industry when they have all these big shows to do for long periods of time, is that lemon cuts and honey coats.
I've heard
So
that too.
lemon tea will cut and then honey will coat. So if you're trying to cut some of the phlegm off of it, lemon or some sort of acidity will kind of get through there, and then you can gargle with salt water, and then honey and like warm teas will help coat it. There's also like some naturals you can look up. Oil of oregano. Some people will use that and just drop it down on the voice, coats it. There's something called fisherman's cough drops or fisherman's wharf. Has menthol in it and just kind of helps like give a nice like cozy feeling to the throat and to the voice. Um, Sorry, can you hear me? Are you still on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
A nice cozy feeling to the throat, and then to what was I gonna say? Yeah, that steaming, oil of oregano cut, and honestly, just being kind to your voice. Even to doing a nice steam shower and doing vocal warm ups will help heal it.
Mm,
If you get concerned beyond that, you can get it scoped. You can actually see it so that you see if you have any nodules on your voice.
mm,
What are some good ways to heal your brain vessels? So brain vessels, I'd say vasculature in general. you want to watch your blood pressure. So I would say watch your blood pressure and your heart rate to make sure they're kind of in normal limits or in range, because that's going to put less pressure on the vessels. Whenever you put pressure on the vessels, they'll either stiffen or dilate. So you want them to be nice and relaxed. So I'd say looking at blood pressure and heart rate, to just brain health in general. There's a great book called End of Alzheimer's by Dr. Bredesen, who talks about natural ways to stimulate and keep your brain active and healthy. Um, so things he recommends are MCT oil, omega 3s. He recommends brain stimulation games like Luminosity,
Yeah.
Wordle, staying engaged in community. Um, to probably aspirin, like an aspirin 81, depending on your age. If you want the natural version of that, that's pycnogenol. Some people will do EDTA, which is like a natural chelator if there's any sort of plaquing in the arteries. Um, and then eating keto, like lower carb, actually is nice for your brain. Making sure you don't go hypoglycemic. Low blood sugar is not good for the brain. Making sure your hormones are adequate. That stimulates some of the cortex in the brain. And doing brain games. I think that's the best way to heal and love on your brain. If you get concerned, ways to check out what's happening in the brain is an MRI. So you'll see what the vasculature looks like in the brain with an MRI, usually with and without contrast, to see if you have any like occlusions. You're gonna know if you have an occlusion because that's stroke. Which I hope that's not what is happening. Then two, some people ask that question for like post-concussive syndrome. If they've played soccer their entire life, played football, whatever, and they just have a lot of bangs and injury to the head, you might want to do a urine metabolite test, and that will tell you what your neurotransmitters look like in the brain, which can help out with brain function. Who do you recommend for the best healthcare provider? If that wasn't the best pitch for you, then just kidding. Um, Two, a healthcare provider to me, I was always told, I was told by dad, who was told by his dad, my granddad, that if you listen to the patient and do something in the room, it'll never fail you. So
Yeah.
we really try to strive at a clinic like ours. I love a clinic like ours because we have time to speak and to ask questions and to really listen and hone in on how to help patients in a more tailored way and a little bit more innovative way. But anybody where you get a good feeling in the room, they're listening to you, they ask good questions. And also, I like a provider that gives you options. I'm not, and probably that's annoying if you're in the room with me, but I had one today, new hormone guy, and I was like, here's every option you can do. He's like, I just want tea. I was like, yes, okay, I think that's great. We can do it. But I want you to know, I want you to make an informed decision about this. I don't want you to just be like, someone told me to take tea 10 years ago and now I'm stuck on it. Like, you should have an informed decision. So that's where I think it is the mark of a good provider, is someone who really lays out the options. We make a joint decision together that's informed and fully knowing risk benefit and go with it.
Logan, great question and
Those are
great
great.
answer there. Yeah, thank you for it. With the healthcare provider, I'm glad you touched on that. I think that's an important thing for anyone in this live show tonight. I'm going to put this up. You mentioned pycnogenol as a natural aspirin. I'm putting this up. We put this in the weekly today
Yes.
for those who get the weekly. It comes out every Tuesday at 3. We put this in there because it's come up a couple times, and I typically we'll put if we've done a YouTube video on it and it's come up a couple times during the week, I put it in the weekly. But check this out if you haven't. Pycnogenol is a really fascinating supplement. So check that out.
Dude, put that picture of Dad back up. What is that? I'm sorry. It's a good picture, but it's just a funny angle. Like, here's a.
uh,
It's just a funny angle, right? That's funny. Okay, sorry.
uh,
Dad's a good looking dude. He's a good looking dude.
he's a
Gotta
great
love
look. He's a great looking
him.
dude.
Just pycnogenol.
Let's get to Marilyn here. Marilyn, thank you for being with us tonight. Any thoughts on fenbendazole and ivermectin for
Yeah.
cancers alone or in conjunction with chemo? Great question, Marilyn. We're certainly thinking about you. Thank you for asking this
Yes.
question.
Oh God, I literally had a patient today with this question. So fenbendazole, ivermectin, for those who do not know, are some of the adjunctive, just meaning add-on treatments to traditional cancer. Technically, whenever you say alternative or non-traditional, there's a little bit of a legal rap with that. You don't want to tell someone who has active cancer to not seek out traditional care. It gets and that sucks. That's one of those like word semantics things. So generally the recommendation from any healthcare provider is going to say do what feels reasonable within traditional traditional cancer treatments within oncology with an oncologist that you know and trust. We love Dr. Matuk,
Yeah.
love her, like
Yeah.
would send anybody and everybody to her and someone to her today. Um, so traditional treatment is going to be chemotherapy, radiation, or surgical removal. So cutting, so cut, technically poison it or technically burn it. So with chemo, yeah, it depends on the type of cancer that we're looking at, and I would say these can absolutely be added onto it. I will say that oncologists sometimes don't love that, so it depends on who you're going to see. This Dr. Matuk is an agreement with it, and likes having some of the add-ons to it, or is at least okay with entertaining that idea. I don't want to speak for her, but fenbendazole, ivermectin are technically into the parasitic, the dewormers, and they've been known anecdotally, not through any particular studies, except one study from oncology. It's from Oncology Magazine or Oncology. That's their big thing, like JAMA. They call it Oncology. That has a study on ivermectin and has some dosing recommendations. So there is one out there in the zeitgeist of traditional health looking at ivermectin. Fenbendazole, to my knowledge, does not have one, but a lot of anecdotes, a lot of stories about people getting rid of their cancers with these dewormers. The idea with cancers is you want to get in the cell and kill it. So chemo gets in by poisoning it. Radiation burns it. Surgery cuts it. Fenbendazole, ivermectin travel in through, to my understanding, a calcium channel of abnormal cells and disrupts the DNA. Artemisinin, which is another adjunctive or alternative add-on, goes in and disrupts the iron in the heme group of the cells of the abnormal cells of cancer. Artemisinin is one. Vitamin C helps with apoptosis or killing of unnatural cells or cells not naturally found in the body. The whole idea is you want to get rid of that cancer cell that shouldn't be there and you don't want it to grow. So Fenben, ivermectin, you can use both of them in conjunction with chemo. You can do just Fenben. Usually the doses, we have all the doses available if you're curious of what works for a lot of people. 222 milligrams of fenbendazole or 444 milligrams of fenben. Ivermectin's anywhere from technically 0.2 milligrams per kilogram. That's kind of a COVID dosing, up to 1 milligram per kilogram. I will say I have seen with ivermectin at super high doses, the 1 mg per kg, that you can get changes in your eyesight. So it isn't something that you just run out to Tractor Supply and gobble a bunch of it in a toothpaste bottle. I wouldn't do that. I would go to someone like us, or someone like us or us, who can kind of guide you on some of those dosings. And one of our providers, Bo, likes to recommend it in a 0.3 milligram per kilogram, 1 up to 3. So you work your way up in some of those dosings and some of those milligrams, so that we do it safely and you're not stuck with a bunch of medicine that's too much on your system. So there's the hard part about your question, Marilyn, is there's not a set standard. There's not. So we kind of work with what works best for a lot of people and have created some potential protocols that a lot of it is almost like a joint decision. Reverse, am I seeing? I've had people fix lung cancer on Fenben with some of the traditional treatment. Brittany had one the other day with, I believe, uterine cancer that reversed, or ovarian. It was one of them. So it's not impossible. It's low risk, and I think add anything on when it's cancer. In my opinion, add anything on you can that doesn't hurt you.
Mm.
I hope that was a long-winded answer, but I hope that helped.
Marilyn, thank you for being with us this evening, and I hope that helps. Let us know in the comments if we need any more context. I'm going to put this up from D. Lynn because it's kind of similar.
Oh,
It's about where can I get them, Ben? It seems I know D. Lynn's, I think, talking on behalf of her husband.
Yeah.
See it on Amazon. It's expensive, but it's the correct kind and okay to get it from there. No way the hubby's MD will prescribe.
I'm so
Um,
sorry, D. Lynn.
yeah.
Yeah, Happy Healing Store. Let me make
Yeah.
sure that's right.
That's right.
Is that Happy Healing Store?
It,
That's where
yeah.
we tell everybody to get it, and they have the right dosings on there. We trust their brand. Happy Healing Store. That's from a Joe Tippin protocol.
Yeah.
Happy Healing Store. That's where I'd get it.
D. Lennon, I'm sure there's people in the comments who can correct us if it's not Happy Healing. It's either Healing Happy or Happy Healing Store. It's definitely that.
Yes.
So Dylan, thank you for the question. I hope that's helpful. Happy Healing Store. And I think in our fenbendazole article on our website, we link it. So if you search for Fenben or fenbendazole on performancemedicine.net, that should show up. All right, let's keep moving here. I'm seeing, I see here. My brother Mark is asking if we age. We do age.
No, we don't. Mark, no, we
Andy
don't.
does not. Andy does
No,
not.
we don't believe in it. We don't.
Mark, I love you, brother. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. Tom's asking around a bowl of cereal. Where do we get
Oh.
snack cakes? I'd say
What do your brother and sister call the section of the store? Snack cakes. Dad's favorite aisle. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've never been in that section of the store, Tom. I don't know what you're talking about.
we don't even we don't know. We're only on the outer edges.
Okay,
Outer
can I
edges.
just I want to throw this out there because Tom may like this too. There is it was called a protein treat I found today. A lot of those like I went to Kroger today and to put air on my tire. This makes no sense, but I went inside because I've been taking all of Robin's decaf coffee, and she likes a very specific organic wine. So I was like, okay, I need to get some for it. I drank all of it, and I went to
Decaf, you got to drink so much. At least for me. I'm
like right. so so I was in the bars, like just all the protein bars, and there's millions of them. And not, it's all they look fancy and they look super macho, and some of that like has some crap in it, like
yeah.
absolute crap. And so I found one from this cereal company called Magic Spoon, and Magic Spoon's like all gluten-free cereal. So it's a little bit of a healthier option for kids who just want fruity pebbles but don't want all the dyes and all that stuff. And so I was like, Magic Spoon's a good company. The, I'm telling you, it tasted exactly like a Rice Krispies treat, better. And it was only made with like allulose, stevia. Like it was
And
no
it has like
dairy,
it has
no
protein
gluten,
too, right?
and it has protein in it. And it's
Yeah.
called a protein treat. And I was like, uh, that's
New
my snack. Yeah, that's
new
my item.
unlock.
Unlock.
Life
It
just got
tasted
a bit better. I love it.
like it didn't matter that it was $20 per. I'm kidding. It's $20 a pop, but wow. No, but it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. So I think reading those labels is interesting. But Tom, I've never been in that side of the store. You'll have to tell me. I
But
only shop organic on my farm.
Magic Spoon though, Magic Spoon is legit. I've
Yeah.
heard great things. Robbie's in here. Robbie, I love you. Robbie's
Oh,
asking. Wesley would like to know any recommendations for hair growth.
yes. A mother and father's love and attention. A sweet melody every night. A dog that does this. That will absolutely make his hair grow. Wesley, he's got a great chance. He's going to have a lovely head of hair, okay? If I have anything to say about it.
That's exactly right.
There will be hair.
That's exactly right. Wesley's
That's
Wesley's
so
in good
funny.
hands.
Robbie, I can't. I can't, Robbie. I can't. This is not
Uh,
comedy hour, Robbie. This is serious. Oh, this is a serious question. Stacy!
let's get to
Oh,
Stacy's
come on,
question.
girl. Don't put Stacy. I love Stacy. This is a good JC crew. It's a good
First, let's one. I think Stacy. This is. I mean, I'm taking this as a compliment. Uh,
Match my pitch like Morgan Wallen,
I can't
bitch.
sing. I can't sing like him. But let's get to Stacy's question.
What's a Morgan Wallen song? I know Morgan Wallen. Rachel Jackson loves Morgan Wallen.
Oh, Morgan's
Um,
great.
I like beer. I'm sure that's what one of his songs is. I guarantee you that's a line from one of his songs. Too busy listening to musical theater. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, Stacy. Yes, yes.
Any efficacy difference between estradiol
Uh-huh.
patch and versus adding it on the testosterone pellet or adding it to the testosterone pellet?
So I think, to me, I think that's dealer's choice. So if you're already getting a testosterone pellet, adding in estradiol or estrogen to it, it's easy. It's already there. It's not another procedure. So I think that actually, I'd probably try that out if you're already getting testosterone pellet. I would look at an estradiol patch if you're not doing any sort of pellet treatments. And that's honestly just for ease and convenience. Some people like the estradiol patch, and it is bioidentical, which is nice because it's a little bit more controlled. You don't feel it running out. That's the hard part about pellets is even though they're very efficacious in symptom relief and response to treatment on labs, sometimes it doesn't feel as even because it's like I'm in, oh my God, get this into me. Or oh, I've had a patient today. She's like, my husband basically scheduled this appointment because he knows it's out and I know it is too. So you almost don't run into that panicky feeling that I have to get a procedure done. But estradiol patches are amazing. I think a lot of it is coloring it the way that feels good to you. If
Mm.
you want a little bit more consistency and you don't want a cream, then a patch is great for estradiol and add in the testosterone pellet too if you like. Um, but efficacy difference all depends on how the patient absorbs it. Um, it's a little surefire bet when it's a pellet because it's in the tissue that absorbs it, so it's sitting there. It's you're gonna get a response to treatment. Estradiol patches just depends on how your skin absorbs it. But I've had good responses both ways. So I think a lot of it would be based on a feeling, seeing how it relieves a hot flash, seeing what response to treatment looks like on a lab, and then two, a big thing about anything with medicine is like I had one today. He's like, I'm not gonna take a daily, but I'm just gonna. I won't remember to do it. So it's like, great. We need to go with injections. If once a week's easier in office for you to remember, it's great. So some of it is what the ease of administration looks like, so that you make it convenient for your schedule. That's a
Uh,
great question.
Stacy, thank you for that
Oh, and a
question.
great person, Stacy. Oh,
I'm
yes,
gonna put
great
this up
people.
from D-Lin. D-Lin, thank you for letting us know. So Happy
Oh,
Healing Store
awesome.
is it? Just ordered it. If anybody in the comments has experience with fenbendazole or any help for D-Lin and her husband, put it in the comments, please. D-Lin, proud of you. Thank you for letting us know. It is Happy Healing Store. And I see Barbara said that as well. I'm gonna put this up for Mark. Membendazole and Avamar is a new cocktail for cancer.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Thank you, Mark, for putting that in the comments. Uh,
Yes.
I see Dana on Instagram. I'm with you, Dana. I'm going to get your question right now. Thank you for being patient with me. Dana says she is coming down with something. What should I take to try to shorten or scare it off? Symptoms include extreme fatigue, sinus aches, and slight fever. Thank you in advance. This is a great question, Dana. I hope you do scare it off. And there are things you could do. And you've talked to me about this. I've asked you this same question, I feel like. What's your thoughts here for Dana around just trying to shorten, coming down with something might be, seasons changing, uh,
Yeah.
fatigue, sinus aches, slight fever.
Yeah. Okay. So too, I do anything within like we need to boost the immune system.
Mm,
That's the big thing. Boost the immune system and try to kill whatever is coming in. Usually, your body responds in this way because it's telling you something's there that shouldn't be there. It's like, hey, foreign invader, I'm gonna make you feel it so you know, so that we can fight it off. That's the whole body's response, which is really a really crazy cool mechanism that fevers happen because it's trying to burn something out of your body. Coughing happens because it's trying to expectorant. It's an expectorant. It's trying to get out. Aching in your joints means like, hey, I need you to stop moving for a second and pay attention to the body. And fatigue is I'm trying to get you to sleep it off. So it's all the body's compensatory mechanisms to help fight this off. First off, adequate rest, get rest, take off, do a day, sauna, heat.
mm,
Heat is good. It gets sweat out. Sweating is going to release toxins. That's one of our ways our body releases toxins through breathing, sweating, bowel movements, and urine. So, nice, deep, heavy breathing and saunas are a way to release, or a steam room, something to release that toxin. Vitamins, I would do vitamin D 50,000 IUs for 5 days with K2. I would do vitamin C 2,000 milligrams a day with quercetin. I would do zinc 50. Methylene blue, I would do 15 to 30 milligrams and do it all for 5 days. Anything within the immune system that I haven't mentioned, but those are the big ones: zinc, quercetin, C, D, tons of water, over 100 ounces to 120 ounces a day. Um, Rest, again, like I said, rest. Um, Doing that for 4 to 5 days, you're going to stave it off. If it starts to get a little bit worse, an IV, like a Myers cocktail, really helps. So that's something that we do in our offices, but a lot of hydration stations or IV clinics will do that. It just gets it into your system faster. Eating really well. So just eating nice, calming foods, not anything that's crazy exotic for whatever your palate is. So something that's not going to be too spicy, but just like something nice and easy on your system. Those are usually the ones. I think methylene blue is the biggest one. You can do anywhere between, depends on it's a milligram per kilogram, but I do anywhere from 15 to 45 milligrams when I feel sick. And two, you can even do ivermectin. I mean, people did
Yeah.
that during COVID quite frequently for about 5 days, a 0.2 milligram per kilogram, anywhere between like 12 and 15 milligrams.
Mm.
We used to have one of those things of like a COVID vitamin sheet. That's what I do. That's typically what I tell people to do when you're sick.
I
Just to
want to
kind of
say
stay the
it might still be on our website, Dana. But I think what Andy just said is that sheet to a T. You might, our immune formula has a lot of what Andy said. It's just a little higher doses of certain things than the super. So when I'm coming down with something, I switch from the super to the immune.
yeah.
And I do two of the NeuroPro, which is methylene blue, which I think is 30 milligrams. Um, but Dana, I hope you feel better. Let me know in the comments if you're still with me on Instagram, if that helps, or if you need any more clarification. I'm going to put this up for D. Lynn. Just started bendazole from Maryland 3 days ago with ivermectin, and there is Maryland's right. There's a lot of great info on on
Great.
on YouTube for those two medications.
There's also
Um,
a guy in Canada that, like, apparently anybody with pancreatic cancer goes to this guy. I didn't get his name. Makis, but
I'm not
a
sure.
patient of mine told me today. So,
Okay.
like, and all Fembin, ivermectin. Um, there's one that she uses for, oh my God, it's an extract. It's a topical extract. Blood something. Oh my God, I can't remember. If I can remember by the end of this episode, I'll know. But she uses it for topical cancers and got rid of them. I've had people also use topical ivermectin for those.
If anybody knows, put that in the comments because I know we have a few people in here
Bloodroot
who are
extract.
interested.
I know that sounds like a Harry Potter potion, but bloodroot extract, something like that. I don't know.
I'm gonna put this up in the comments, guys. If you know what Andy's talking about, let us know in the comments. Foxy Moxie, thank you for being here as always. I have a question. My sister-in-law was told by her doctor to go on Prolia twice a year. What's your thoughts? Um, I've heard of Prolia, but to be honest with you, I don't know much about it, Ange.
Yeah,
Thank you for asking on behalf of your sister, Foxy Moxie. Thank you
that's
for
great.
being with us.
Thanks, Foxy Moxie. I want to be Foxy.
Yeah, I agree.
Foxy Andy. All I got is candy. Candy or Randy. Like, come
Candy,
on.
Candy Andy.
Yeah, Candy Andy. Uh, okay, so Prolia, to my understanding, Prolia is for osteoporosis. It would be my choice for osteoporosis if going on something in traditional care. Jill has a lot of information and videos on osteoporosis if you want to check
Yes,
those out, what she
yes.
recommends. But Prolia would be one that she would. I know
Mm.
she would because she's done it in the office. Two, but also protecting and supporting the bones in other ways for osteoporosis would be vitamin D and estrogen. Those are great ways to build and strengthen the bones from a natural perspective. But I think Prolia is fine. Prolia is fine, and then also doing the other things to mitigate it and checking what the DEXA scan looks like to see how the osteoporosis is healing. That's a great question. But Prolia more so than the other ones. Bisphosphonates like Fosamax are too old, in my opinion.
Foxy Moxie, thank you for asking for your sister. We hope she's doing okay. If you want to dig deeper with Jill, it's Jill Henritzi.
Jill
Search
is
for osteoporosis, Jill Henritzi Performance Medicine. It'll show
so
up.
smart. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Foxy, like so smart.
Let's get to Jessica here. Is there a way to shorten telogen effluvium? I'm going through another massive shed. I'm assuming this is a hair loss question for Jessica. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Ange.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know specifically for that, Jessica. I'm sorry. To shorten the telogen effluvium, I I like anything for hair of what was in Dad's hair episodes. This is probably a piecemeal or a backwards answer for this. I'm not specifically sure about that mechanism to shorten telogen effluvium. I'm not sure about that specific mechanism, but anything to prevent the shed and to grow hair, yes, and stay on it. I
Mm.
even think for women too. Minoxidil 2.5 milligrams orally, up to 5 milligrams. Finasteride 1 milligram, only one to I wouldn't even go past 1 milligram, and doing anything that's going to support the hair, iron, B vitamins. Our our hair vitamins really great. It's got endogame, peen protein, things that support the root. Um, Kelly has a shampoo. Our sister's an esthetician. That's autogeny C shampoo. That's a stem cell shampoo. PRP to stimulate that hair follicle and hair growth. Also, too, ruling in and ruling out anything that's going to cause hair loss, hormone deficiencies, especially with estrogen, progesterone that loves your hair. People get on prenatal vitamins, and that really strengthens the hair, skin, and nails. Ruling out thyroid dysfunction too, to make sure that the thyroid's and two, catching it before it's gone. That's
Mhm.
my big thing. Don't catch it before it's gone. I
I,
think a lot of the things, though, it's a low risk for a potentially big benefit when you go on some of these things for like alopecia, which would be finasteride and minoxidil.
Jessica, if you haven't watched the hair loss episode that went out today,
It's a
definitely
great,
watch it.
that's a
Um,
great question.
Jessica, thank you for that question. Let's get to TT Warrior on YouTube. I'm on Eliquis for a small clot I had in my lungs on a low dose. I believe it's gone. I had my test checked as 225, which is low, but doctor won't prescribe because they believe it's bad for clots. I think she's wrong. Um, am I? Let's see if am I missing part of this, TT Warrior?
No, 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 no.
Okay,
That's
okay,
too like that
okay,
makes sense to me.
okay.
The yes, I wouldn't have given that answer to you. So it doesn't increase clotting risk factor. So it doesn't increase clotting. So the big thing with clotting your lungs, so pulmonary embolism, is that you don't you don't want to clot more. You don't want it to occlude, and you don't want it to shoot to your heart. You don't want it to. A PE can kill you. It's a tough thing to go through. Eliquis breaks up that clot, thins out the blood. That's what it does. And so when you're on blood thinner, you don't want to make the blood thicker. Testosterone doesn't increase clotting risk factors. Testosterone increases hemoglobin hematocrit, which can thicken the blood. So their big thing is that the blood in general is thick, not one specific spot, if that makes sense. So no, absolutely, and we do it all the time for people on Eliquis, Xarelto, any of the blood thinners. We monitor their hemoglobin hematocrit to make sure it stays nice and thin. People on warfarin or Coumadin, some really old school blood thinners, are a little bit harsher on the system. We would have to monitor their PT and INR, which are how well your blood clots, to make sure that that doesn't change. But no, it doesn't. Oral estrogen can increase your clotting factors, but not injectable testosterone. Oral testosterone would have some damage to the liver, but they don't make one that gets metabolized to the liver. So to me, absolutely, I would do it, but I would be cautious of how you do it. You don't want to do these big honker doses of testosterone that are going to really increase the hematocrit, which would put you at a different risk for um, how your body clots. And two, I believe with PEs we're looking at the venous system and not the arterial system. And hemoglobin hematocrit, we're really looking more at arterial. Does that answer that? The long answer is no. Like I think you'd be fine on testosterone. Just watch your hematocrit. And you should be on it. T at 225 is low.
TT Warrior, let us know in the comments if that's helpful. I'm gonna go to Instagram real quick from Fran. Fran is asking ivermectin for abnormal cells. How much for how long? Do you need more context, Ange?
Wait, say that one more time.
Ivermectin for abnormal cells. How much for how long? I'm assuming this is around just starting ivermectin. Seems these are cancerous cells.
Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah.
the way I'm interpreting that. Fran, you can let me know in the comments if I need more context.
So, so to me, ivermectin's not going to hurt you unless you take whopper doses for a really long time and you have a negative reaction. People take ivermectin twice weekly, anyways, just to take. I do. I take it at 0.2 milligrams per kilogram. So I would look at it if it's not cancer. There's almost like an aggressive and a standard, and then a um, preventative or like relapse protocol that we kind of have for it, but it's not set standards. So it's something that we find is most beneficial and helpful without hurting a patient. So if we're just like looking at, we don't want this to turn into cancer, then doing ivermectin at 0.2 milligrams per kilogram 2 to 3 times a week may help while monitoring whatever it is that is saying I have abnormal cells, while monitoring that to see if it's actually improving. I
Mm.
think that's a modest way to start, but it's easy to go up from there. But that's a good starting place. That,
Uh, Fran, let me know if that's helpful. And Fran also put alloy has low dose oral minoxidil in it. So thank you for that comment,
yeah,
Fran. Uh,
good.
I see Esty Bestie on Instagram. Esty Bestie, I love you.
Bestie,
Thank you for being here.
bestie. Whoa, whoa,
Um,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
all
whoa.
right, let's see where we're at. I believe we are up to date. We're gonna getting ready to call it a show. I'm gonna put this up from Mark. Blood Lily. Is this what we were? Is this what you heard, Ange? In office, in regards to
Oh, I
maybe.
don't remember.
Okay.
Maybe, but no, thank you. Maybe that's it. If it's topical, it was a topical application with something extract.
All right.
I'll have to call her and ask.
We
But yeah,
will
that might be it.
we will have that for you guys next week. I believe we are through the questions. If I missed you, I apologize. We'll get to you first next week. I'm going to put this up from Roel. Catalina Crunch is also good. I like
Nice.
comments like this. Thank you, Roel, for that. Guys, let us know how we did. Tom's giving us a 100%. Oh no, he's not. He's he's making a comment. Uh,
I did read that. I
I
did read
love
that,
that.
Tom. Yes, I loved it. I loved it.
I
He
love
did
it.
too. We are not, and neither is Amber. Okay, she's good. She's no. Yeah. No, I don't believe in y'all's old user status, but that is hilarious. I did
Uh,
read that. That was fun.
I love it. Tom,
Thank
thank you,
you.
brother.
Thank you for staying involved. It's so fun.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good
Guys,
family. This is a good one.
for those of you who are here for the first time, will you let me know in the comments? I want to say hello. For those of you who are with us every week, we appreciate you so much. Y'all make this show go. So we appreciate the questions. We appreciate the interaction with all you guys during these
Ben,
hours.
will you match my pitch, Ben? This is your pitch. You'll get a 10 out of 10 if you match.
Match my pitch.
Yes, that wasn't my pitch, but that's fine.
It was
This is
close.
my
It was close.
this is the pit. This Ben.
Pitch. This is my
Yes.
pitch.
Oh, that's good. Oh, Ben,
Guys,
you had to
y'all
go first.
y'all are getting a little behind the scenes. This is what Andy and I have lived together for quite often, actually, and this is what we do in our spare
We
time.
passed the time. Yeah, we passed the time. That's how we do it.
All right, guys, thank y'all for hanging out. If I missed you, put it in the end, so I'll get to you first next week. We do this every week, so if you're here with us for the first time, we do this every Tuesday, 7 to 8. If you're in Knoxville, check out the masterclass Andy's doing with Stretch Fusion. That's happening
Yes.
October 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Lunch is included. You can, if you DM me, and I will give you the QR code to sign up for it. Thank you in advance for that. Andy, good luck with that masterclass. I know that's going to be amazing.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
And guys, we will be back as always next week. Ange, I love you, man. Thank you so much.
Ben, I love you back. This is good. This is
Guys,
good.
we will be back next week. I'm searching for my outro if I can find it from my brother Brad. Brad, let's take it away. Take it away.
Don't go away.